Cool.
Shall we?
Next thing?
Yeah.
Debutants.
Heaps.
You do your year 10 deb?
I didn't do deb.
Yeah.
What was the other stuff?
Formals,
and stuff?
Yeah.
We did a formal.
You do a dance?
I danced,
Yeah.
but we didn't do a
Like, do a
dance.
dance.
Yeah.
I know the difference. Like deb is like full on. Is that what you do?
Yeah, debutante ball, yeah.
Didn't think we'd be
No.
talking about
Is that what I'm talking about, right?
That's
debutantes.
that's
Yeah,
part three,
that
isn't
was,
it?
Anyway, yeah.
yeah, all these kids.
We did,
Actually, to be
dance
fair,
and-
pretty much all these guys are straight out of high school. So they're
Yeah.
the ones we want to
They're like
talk
2
about.
years removed from the debutante ball.
Yeah. Well, anyway, to get into the discussion.
Yep.
23 players debuted
Yeah.
over in round one specifically or across round one?
That's just round one. I just looked at this weekend alone. There's a few
Heaps.
more from opening round, but
Heaps.
not to mention club debuts as well. So there was a few
Yeah,
that we excluded.
Who'd we like?
Murphy Reid, I'm massive on him. When I spoke to Jordan Clark last week, he had the biggest raps for him, and I think everyone kind of knew that during his draft year. They thought he might have gone around top 5, but definitely top 10. He did slip, I think, to pick 17 to the Dockers. And what's not to get excited about that 4-goal burst, which brought the Dockers back into the game. But I think what I like about him the most, aside from that, I guess, purple patch, excuse the pun, is that his cleanliness and time with the ball in hand, he kind of has that Pendlebury-esque, movement. He's got the peripheral vision, clean hands that he can actually create for his teammates to get out in space, which would be nice to see if they keep him and someone like a Shai Bolton and Hayden Young, players that, you want on the outside, kind of releasing them, going inside forward 50. So he was kind of my pick of the bunch this week, which there was heaps to choose from.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I liked Xavier Lindsay. He just
Clean.
ready-made. Like, out of everybody, I think he just took me by surprise because everyone was talking, obviously, about Harvey Langford and how ready-made he is. But
And then you had 2 VFL boys as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
and AJ. But then, Lindsay looks like he has played like 200 games already, and it was just clean in the wet as well. Looked like the smartest player on the field, which is not hard to do, but
He'll have a nice role. He'll play halfback wing. Can run inside the middle. Not that you guys need that. So he looked right.
An unsurprising take here, but Sam Lalor was easily my favourite of the week. And it's Dustin Martin reincarnated. I think we've all heard that throughout the week or since the game on Thursday night, but it was unbelievable. I was at the game and the poise under pressure that he has, he broke so many tackles when corralled by the Carlton players. And I think what makes him most alike to Dusty, I hate comparisons, let's just say, but it's hard to ignore. It's just his ability to influence the attacking players, and he's got near game high score involvements, or he got at least a team high in score involvements, and that's his first game. And I think just the daisy cutter goal in the fourth quarter to take the lead was just pure Dusty, really. I think it was just shades of him, and obviously it's a lot of pressure to put on a young person, but he's got very good signs. He's very composed in his first game. He seems like he can live up to the big games and all that stuff. So I'm excited for what he'll bring.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll wear number 4 next year. I'd be happy if he didn't, and they just gave it to someone else. But I'll say, give them rookie rankings a mention, I guess, because they're back for 2025. And Lalor was number 1 ahead of Levi Ashcroft at 2. It was rock solid, like as I think many would expect if you saw him a bit last year. But he had 25 touches, 9 contested, playing up against the grand final rematch reigning minor premiers. So that was huge. I think Murphy Reid was 3rd, Xavier Lindsay was 4th, and then Max Hall. Because given it's debutants and not rising star eligible guys, Max Hall among the very, very few shining lights for the Saints.
Oh yeah, should we
on
say
Sunday.
what counts as a rookie?
Yeah, well,
rankings?
yeah. So it's pretty much anyone that just hasn't played a game before this year. So guys that were rising star eligible, I remember having to explain this 100 times last year. Like a Nate Caddy, Dan Curtin, those guys, they've already played a game before opening round this year, so they can't make it. But if you're Harry Boyd, Aiden Johnson, Jack Henderson, you can be 30 years old if you want. And as long as you haven't played an AFL game before this year, you're eligible. So obviously all your draftees and then anyone that's been waiting on a list for a couple of years. Like Max Hall got drafted midway through last year to the Saints. So it was an interesting one. Yeah, rounding out the top 5. So yeah, rookie rankings on zerohanger.com if you want to check them out. But yeah, heaps of others. Like I think if Sid Draper had played a full game, glimpses he gave were pretty solid against the Saints, and Riley Bice as well. Speaking of some of the Werribee Premiership boys, 12 touches in, I think, less than a third of the game. So he was looking ace when he came on. So there's plenty to pick from, obviously, when you have, I think, 25 have debuted across the first 2 rounds.
How do we rate Ashcroft?
Levi.
Mm.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, comes in. I don't know about the whole, like, he was going to start sub or not, or if they knew, they might not have told him.
Yeah,
that
wasn't
he
it
was-
laid
that he
out or
was-
something?
Yeah. So Charlie Cameron laid out, and he ends up moving from the sub vest to a starting role. But that might have been their plan from the start if they knew once they knew Cameron was out. Just don't tell him. Yeah, don't tell the young kid that he's going to be starting a full game. Although Ashcroft's not one that he's going to get nervous anyway.
Wouldn't shy away from
he's
it.
pretty confident. But nah, he was. Yeah, that's why he got second in the rookie rankings for this week.
Yep. Well,